Filmed in front of a studio audience in Los Angeles, California, I'm Richard Brevik, and this is Expose UX,
a new startup competition.
To Date is a brand new dating app that's a twist on online dating.
LoudCloud creates a HIPAA-compliant consolidated database so that you can avoid the first-time patient hassle.
Judged on user experience, not their business plan.
It's kind of weird. That just, I don't know, it doesn't seem standard.
I just want to type it in, right? I just want to tap the screen and type it in.
Are they speaking with their users?
I think you can do some research and flip that.
Are they following good design patterns?
Let me know that that's available, because if it's not showing, I may think it's not going to be.
Does their UX match their business objectives?
I just have to question who that's for. In an app, it seems unusual.
The winner receives tickets to Big Design Conference, Balsamic Mockups, a wireframing tool that's like sketching on a whiteboard, and Proto.io, a tool for fully interactive, high-fidelity prototypes. The judges are Lynn Boyden, an information architect at the University of Southern California Web Services, Jill De Silva, the CEO of Digital Karma, and Chris Chandler, the design practice lead of Philosophy Group. The startups are To Date with Joshua Hawthorne, LoudCloud with Rob Gillette, and ShadowBid with Tim Kaysen. Presented by Big Design Conference and filmed on location at General Assembly, Los Angeles. For this episode, the judges spent time reviewing the products prior to taping in front of the studio audience. Our first startup is To Date. Josh, you'll have 30 seconds for your elevator pitch. Are you ready?
Yes.
And start.
Okay, so To Date is a brand new dating app that's a twist on online dating. So with all the other dating apps out there right now, you either browse profiles, you search profiles, you answer questionnaires about profiles, but they're all the same. With To Date, it's activity focused. So you can either plan a date or search for a date. It's essentially open table for online dating. You find an activity you want to do at a time that's convenient with somebody you want to do it with, and then you go on that date.
Thank you. You'll now have 2 minutes for your product demo. And start.
Okay, so to start off here, when you first open the app, you see the two basic options I told you about, which are find a date or plan a date. If I tap find a date, this will bring up a window that shows me the search criteria. So I look for a date starting on a certain time. I can choose a category and then just tap search. These are all the dates that are available in the LA area right now. So if I tap into a date here, this shows me the date details. Also, it'll give you a blurb about the person, work history, friends in common, and then the three options at the bottom here are accept, wish list, or maybe. If you accept a date, it means you're interested, and the app will notify the person and let them know you want to meet. If you press wish list, it's essentially like following somebody on Twitter. You'll be notified anytime they post a new date. And if you tap maybe, it'll add the date to a short list for future reference where you can decide whether or not you want to accept it. Going back here to plan a date, this is quite simple. You just enter a date title, a date location, a date description. You would hit next and then enter the date time and then post a date, and that's it. Moving over here to My Dates, you either have booked dates, pending dates, or posted dates. Booked dates are dates that you're going on, that's confirmed. The pending dates are dates you've accepted but are not yet confirmed. And then these My Posted dates here, you can look in and see how your date looks to other users on the app. Finally, in notifications, this is where you would confirm someone who accepts your date. You can either say confirm or no thanks. If you confirm, you'll confirm that you want to go on this date for 320 keys. It'll take you to a chat window. The chat window will open up, and you can chat with the user here and send them a message. And that's the core functionality of To Date.
Thank you. Let's have a round of applause for To Date. Experts, do you have any recommendations?
So I like that it moves the experience to the meet space right away, because that's one of the real problems with online dating is you get these guys that want to just chat over and over again. And I like how simple it is to just jump right in and get started, that you've got sort of those three things right away to find the date. I feel like there ought to be a lot of different activities other than the ones that you have. For instance, just in the last couple of months, I've been on a date to the museum, I've gone to see shows, I've gone to see movies, right? All of that seems to be other
Right.
in this app. And those would be distinguishing features as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
As a woman, I would really like to see an option to never show me this guy again.
Okay.
Or also never show me this venue. Like,
Okay.
I went here and it was terrible and I would never go here again.
Yep.
Right? So that I think would be really helpful.
Okay. Thank you.
I agree with Lynn. I like that it's an app based on common interest. I think that's, and you start there. You start at that common interest. I don't think that a lot of dating apps do that. I also think that the information architecture could be improved. Right
Okay.
now you have notifications in the very bottom row. I think it could be put up in the upper right-hand corner.
Okay.
And I also think that you could move your wish list out of the hamburger menu into
Right.
that main navigation.
Okay.
And also, let's see, the readability of the text on the date breaks. So you have a blue bar and
Yeah.
then a gray title
Yeah.
that used to have a little bit more contrast.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey Josh, so the good news I think is that there's an infinite appetite for dating apps. I mean, people have to date, right? So I think, and I think you might be right that people are interested in finding dates and going on dates based on activity. I think most of what you need to concentrate on then is the way that you explain and the way that you support the users going through this app. So I think like as Jill and Lynn said, I think there's some stuff that you really need to get down and dirty with users and understand how people are going to use this in terms of the nomenclature for the activities. I think thinking about those actions that you have there, wish lists and maybes, and making sure that people really understand what will happen when they choose those activities. I think the other thing that you should concentrate on is your onboarding. Just really clarifying what your value proposition is. I don't think you make enough of the fact that this is really about finding an activity and a person you want to go on, and you spend a little too much time explaining how to use the app. Okay. I think the usability is extremely clear here. On that point, I think one thing that I would mention is this first screen, find a date, plan a date, is extremely simple, very, very clean. I liked it a lot. Then you go to the next date where you have to fill out 3 fields. Mm-hmm. And I would say that that's kind of an interaction that really an engineer would love. Yeah. Right? All I need to do is fill out these 4 fields and then I'll get the perfect answer. Yep. But I don't know if you need it. I think you might be able to just go right to the list of dates and get people right into the experience to see what the offering is that you've got and all the content that you've got.
All right, thank you.
I would also follow up that with a recommendation that you talk with users, a lot of them,
yep.
Especially women, and talk about the experience of dating in general before you talk about your app.
Okay.
Right? I think that will be helpful in getting inside their heads and understanding their mental models of it.
Right. Okay.
Experts, thank you for your advice. And let's have a round of applause for today. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Our next startup is LoudCloud. Rob, you'll have 30 seconds for your elevator pitch.
My name is Rob Gillette. I'm the founder and CEO of LoudCloud. While I was running a medical marijuana dispensary out in Compton, California, I noticed that it took entirely too long to input and process patient information. When you're a patient in California, when you visit a collective, you present your rec, your ID, you fill out paperwork, someone then has to type this information in, which causes you to wait at least 15 to 20 minutes to get to your meds. LoudCloud creates a HIPAA-compliant, consolidated database of verified patients so that when you visit a new collective, you can avoid the first-time patient hassle.
Thank you. You'll now have 2 minutes to show us the product. And
1 second, let me lock the phone. Go ahead. All right. 10 seconds lost. Here it is.
And start.
Yeah, so this is my profile. So I just created this today. I've not been verified, as you can see by the icon in the top right. When I tap on that, it will prompt me to scan my ID, snap my rec, sign digitally, and then I will save time when I visit collectives. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First things first, I scan the ID. It notices that I'm not in the system, so it's going to prompt me to snap a picture of my rec, If you're anything like me, your rec looks just like this. Type in the verification website, it pre-populates everything for me. Select my expiration date, and then I sign. And now my verification is pending. While I'm waiting to be verified, I'm gonna just go ahead and check out the few dispensaries that are around Santa Monica right now. You can individually go through these pins one by one and visit the dispensary virtually, see what they have, or you have the option of browsing reviews that other consumers have left. So right now there's no transparency in the industry when it comes to product. So now I'm able to discover a product that someone else left, that's actually me, but that someone else left, see where they got it from, and then visit that particular collective. So we enable patients to get pre-verified on our system. Not only that, we enable them to access product faster and spend less time in the dispensary because they already know what they want. So we pre-verify patients and we make their buying decisions a lot easier.
Thank you. Experts, do you have any recommendations?
Yes, we do. Looking at your home screen that you showed us, it seems like there needs to have a more clear call to action of what you want the first-time user to do. You have a camera icon right in the middle of the main navigation, and I would suggest really being clear about what it is that you want the user to do in the application. You're clearly solving a need for a lot of people because of the having to carry their certificate with them everywhere. And I'm thinking that the need to post is more of a business need than something users are really going to want to do. So I would recommend interviewing some people, talking to them, make sure that the behavior that you're hoping that this app will elicit will actually solve your business need.
Yeah, I'd like to just add on to that commentary. I think, again, I think the issue at the beginning of the screen and really making the value proposition clear, right? As Jill said, you're solving a problem for users, but the way the action works now is you have to go to the profile screen, right? Like that's sort of where you really need to start. And so I think you can do a better job of getting somebody right there into it. Similarly, I think, I don't know, whether or not, when I first saw it, because I kind of thought it was about a social experience around reviews of this product. And by the way, that's super interesting, but I didn't realize at first that you were solving this problem that many of us have of how to get verified at the right dispensary. So super excited by the product. I think all of the judges were actually, but just I think you need a little clarification around that.
Good.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a real need, right? Because as you've identified, there's a lot of people that go out and get their products from dispensaries all over town. So one of the things that occurred to me as I was watching you is I would love to be able to follow a strain. For instance, let's say that there was one that we liked, and I would love to be able to just sort of see where that appears around town, right? You had also talked a little bit about logging in with Facebook. And I believe that probably some of the users may have some privacy concerns around that. So you would probably need to make that very clear with how you're going to use their data, what data you're going to pull from that. And the dispensaries too may have similar privacy concerns. I like that you've used a pinpoint icon there in your menu. I think that's it's really clear that they're going to be able to get the location, right? And I shared my colleague's concern about the camera icon as a call to action. I don't think it really communicates what you want your users to do. And just like this is a little picky, but the date picker for entering your expiration date of your prescription is a little weird. I just want to type it in, right? I just want to tap the screen and type it in. The selecting from a menu or the long calendar was a little, it seemed unusual to me. But it's a great app, and I look forward to seeing it.
Just add a little clarification about the camera icon. I think the reason why we're kind of mentioning it is because you use the camera to take a picture of your rec, right? But that's actually not what you're doing, and there's a little confusion, right? The camera icon is actually, as I understand it, how you get into reviewing the product, right? So that's why we're saying there's a little overlap and could be some confusion as far as what you really want the users to do.
Experts, thank you for your feedback. Let's have a round of applause for LoudCloud. Thank you, Rob. is ShadowBid. Tim, you'll have 30 seconds for your elevator pitch. Are you ready?
Yep.
And start.
So I, like many other Americans, am an Amazon user. And when I'm shopping online, I like to get the best deal for what I'm paying for. Unfortunately, Amazon changes their price up to about 80 million times each day. So how do you know when the right time to buy is? With ShadowBid, we've solved that. We give you an opportunity to find the product that you're looking to buy, set the price, and how long you're willing to wait for that. When the price drops below your bid, it executes automatically, saving you time and money.
Thank you. You'll now have 2 minutes for your demo. And start.
So this is the ShadowBid app. It lists a bunch of different categories that are available on Amazon. This time I'm looking to buy something for my sister because I love her so much. Her birthday's coming up, so I think that I'm going to check out, she's been wanting this Fitbit. So here's some options of Fitbits that are available on our app that's scraping from Amazon. We bring up one of the different objects here, and here you can see the price changes and stuff like that with the product itself over time. So I can simply place a bid of what I'm willing to pay. I notice that the price here is $78. I can say I'm willing to pay $55 for that, and I'm willing to wait until Christmas, so let's just say 90 days. I can submit the bid. It says ready to go. And now that bid is available for me to check out with my other bids. Here's a list of the bids that I already have open, as well as the Fitbit that I'm getting for my sister. Now, I just talked with my sister recently, and I found out that she didn't want me to get anything for her birthday, so let's just get rid of that. So I delete it right there, and it's removed from my potential bids. Within, it keeps a history of your bids over time, so I can check out the executed bids here. As you can see, we have a bid for a pair of skis that we saved over $500 for because the price dropped below what we were willing to pay for it. So it executed automatically, and they showed up to our door. The other things that we can do is we can check out a watch list of items. Right here, the watch list is currently empty. But if we just scoop over to a category and add it to a watch list, we can now have that item available in our watch list to track as far as the price changes. That's the general core functionality of ShadowBid.
Thank you. Experts, do you have any recommendations?
Yeah. Tim, first of all, I just want to say congratulations. I think the technology is pretty amazing. I use Amazon all the time, and I like the idea of something that actually makes the Amazon, it actually improves on something that is already pretty powerful and magical. So I think pretty cool, and congratulations to you and the team. I think on the other hand, I think the main thing is that this is a product to me that seems like it was very much technology led. Like this is, hey, let me show you what we can do with this app and what we were able to accomplish. There's a few fundamental things that I think, on the UX side, on the experience side, you can smooth out that will really improve this app. The first one, the most fundamental one to me, is the fact that I believe that the vast majority of cases when people go to Amazon, they're actually there to search. They have an idea of the product that they want, and they go right to it, sort of what you did with the Fitbit. And this interface basically assumes browse, that I'm going to look through a list of categories to find the product that I want. I just don't think that matches with typical user behavior. So I think you can do some research and flip that. I mean, I noticed the search is very prominent there on most of the screens, but I think just maybe flipping the order of importance to the user. I think on the home screen, so sort of similarly, the home screen has an action which is about showing me how many bids I have, but I actually think this is a wasted step. I think I could go straight to the list of open bids, which is what happens when you click on the button, as the way, if I'm checking this app because I've got 12 bids and I'm looking at a lot, I think you can save me a lot of clicks over the lifetime of my use of this app. So, there you go.
Thank you.
I agree completely with Chris that search is really, I think, the primary use case. I never browse at Amazon, and if I asked anybody in the room if they browse at Amazon, I don't think that they would say that they did. I find the blue band across the top of your bid list there a little frightening, actually. It's important. I mean, the dollar figure of open bids that I have is important, but I it's a little scary, and I don't know if it's first thing I should see, right, when I open the app, because I think that it would be, for me, it might be a deterrent to executing more bids. And I noticed in your inside of your hamburger menu that there's an entry for the blog, and I just have to question who that's for. I know that in an app it seems unusual. And then really to reiterate what Chris was talking about, from your home screen, you might think about the different tasks that they've got your app to do, right? Why do they have this? So what are the things that they would do in their app? And then for me, one of the things that really didn't come out right away, and I had a hard time kind of wrapping my head around it, is that it's only for Prime, for Amazon Prime. And I think that that's something you need to make clear up front, because if you don't have the Prime, then the automatic shipping doesn't work, and it's kind of hard to make that work.
Right.
But so letting people know that it's Prime, maybe with the Prime banner, maybe in the product detail, but some way to let folks know. And I'm going to let Jill talk about contextual inquiry, because I know she's itching to do so.
Thank you. Contextual inquiry, if you're not familiar with what that is, it's observing people how they naturally do things, and even mental models. You're targeting people that shop at Amazon, and if you were to watch me shop on Amazon, you would know that I look for star ratings, and there's no star ratings in your product listings there, along with the...
And I would say star ratings for the vendor as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's also no detail, as Lynn was saying, about Amazon Prime. So eventually, you may go beyond even Amazon Prime, so let me know that is a Prime. I am a Prime member, so that's fantastic, but let me know that that's available, because if it's not showing, I may think it's not going to be Amazon Prime as well. And it seemed that a few of your listings only show maybe 10 results. On Amazon, I get way more. I would imagine that if I don't get the same listing results, I may go back to Amazon. I am a bargain shopper, so I do like the value of this app, and I would also like to see the things that I buy every day, again, not browsing, as the other panelists have said. I want the same thing that I buy over and over again, and I want to get it at the best price as possible. So I do think that the technology, as Chris was saying, is there. I think there are some refinements that you guys can do. Again, what is the main thing that when I come to this app, what do I want to see first?
Thank you.
And I just have to mention that global navigation animation that you have there. I wasn't gonna. Now that I've seen it 10 or 12 times, I'm kind of used to it, but it's kind of weird. That just, I don't know, it doesn't seem standard. It may or may not be an issue, but to me, it really, the first time I was sort of like, what's happening? I don't understand what the transition is that went there.
Thank you.
I am a little curious about the branding. I have to say, there's something about ShadowBid that made me have a moment's hesitation about, was this really all above board and totally cool? Like, yeah.
Especially if it's targeted maybe towards women. And if you are a couponer, I'm going to look up Retail Me Not or promo code or something like that. ShadowBid seems kind of like in the dark. Or,
sketchy.
It's kind of sketchy. And it's probably something I'm not sure I want to be involved in, because it's in the shadows. And, I think if you could talk to your audience and even just kind of do some research on the naming of it, basically. How does it resonate with people? You can define the product and have them give adjectives about how they would describe it, and probably pull from that and their own description of the value that the product gives them.
Okay.
Experts, thank you for your recommendations. Let's have a round of applause for ShadowBid. Tim, thank you. The experts will now choose a winner. They're looking for the startup with the best user experience. Experts, thank you. Experts, welcome back. Have you made your decision?
Yes, we have. And the winner is Today.
Let's have a round of applause for Today. Please step forward. Jill, what influenced your decision to choose Today?
Well, I wanted to say that all the presenters did a great job, and you could tell that you guys have worked really hard in preparing for today. But what really influenced my decision for Today was the ease of use and the clarity of the task for the user when they first come to the platform. Two very simple things to do to pick a date or find a date.
Chris, what about you?
For me, I think it was the fact that I think you had the total experience. I understood exactly what I had to do, and it was sort of end to end. It all made sense. Didn't seem to be any missing pieces.
Lynn?
Again, I want to also compliment the runners-up because they were really great applications. It was a hard decision. What I really liked about To Date was that it moved the user's experience beyond the app, took you outside of the telephone, and got you into the real world. And so that, for me, was the killer app.
Experts, thank you for your recommendations and your valuable time. And to the other startups, I'd just like to say, take the recommendations you've received and use them to improve your products and grow your startups. Thank you. Let's have a round of applause for all of the startups. And from Los Angeles, this has been Expose UX.